Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's Son of a Gun Gourmet, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to make beef stock. Stocks are the base of many sauces, and a good one can take a dish to the next level. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and let's start cooking. These are all the ingredients I'll be using for today's video. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Lay the beef bones flat onto a baking tray and roast them for 30 to 45 minutes. While that's cooking, we'll prepare the mirepoix. Keep it in large pieces. This is going to cook for a very long time, so you barely even need to cut it. When making my stock, I like to have my vegetables equal the same weight as the bones, as I find it gives the best and most well-rounded flavor. Once the bones have a bit of color, we'll take them out and add mirepoix and tomato paste on top of them. Then we'll put the tray back in the oven for another 30 to 45 minutes. One of the keys to making a really nice stock is patience. You really don't want to rush any part of the process, including the roasting. Because if your ingredients don't develop enough color, then you'll end up with a very pale stock. After all of our ingredients have some caramelization, it's time to put them in the pot. Like I said before, stock is the base of a lot of great sauces, and some that you just can't replicate unless the stock is homemade. And learning how to make it well could open the door to many great soups and braises as well. You'll want to deglaze the pan that you're roasting the bones on with either red wine or water. There's plenty of great flavors stuck to the pan, so we just want to scrape it lightly with a wooden spoon. You never want something like this to go to waste. Making stock is all about extracting as much flavor as possible from each ingredient. Next, fill the pot with cold water. I like to fill it about 2 inches above where all my ingredients sit. Next, add 4 bay leaves and 2 tablespoons of black peppercorns. Parsley stems or fresh thyme are also great aromatics to have if you have them lying around. Now we're going to bring the stock up to a boil and then reduce it back down to a simmer. And we'll let it cook for a total of 8 hours. Once it's simmering, I'm going to skim as much fat off the top as I can without taking any stock. After doing the first skim, more fat will rise to the surface, and as it does, I'll periodically skim some off the top. This is an important step for some applications to keep the stock very clear. But if it's not important to you to have a clear stock, you could get away with doing the first pass, and then once you strain and refrigerate it, all the fat will solidify on top. Strain the stock through either a fine sieve or cheesecloth, and let it cool down at room temperature before putting it in the fridge. Next, we're going to keep all the ingredients in the stock pot and fill it back up with cold water to the same point we did the first time. Bring it back up to a boil and then let it simmer for 8 hours. This second boil will pull out all the flavor and gelatin left in the bones to make sure nothing goes to waste. Now, take out the first boil and remove any fat that's on the surface. Strain the second and put both of them together back on the heat. Bring them up to a boil and then let them simmer and reduce by half. Once it reduces down, you'll be left with a rich and flavorful end product. Strain it one more time through a fine sieve or cheesecloth for good measure. That's it. I hope you learned something and try to make your own stock to turn into amazing soups and sauces too. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and keep on cooking.